take a moment and just allow the eyes to stay closed. And allow yourself to anchor in your breath, in that flow of sacred energy, that flow of prana between you and the universe, between now and eternity. As the inhalations and exhalations flow, allow yourself to connect with that sacred energy of all time. That which you're breathing in today is the energy of the Big Bang. The energy that's been there since the dawn of creation. Take it in and allow yourself to experience through the prana that connection with all there is and all there ever has been and all there ever will be. Draw the awareness of your breath into your heart center, into the Anahata chakra, that heart center, heart chakra. Just allow the experience of the inhalations and exhalations to flow in and out of that energy center. And notice how the heart expands on the inhalations. Breathe it in. Allow that sacred energy of creation to expand your heart. As you inhale into the heart and just feel it expand and expand. And as you exhale, send that power of the love of your heart, that energy, back into the universe. You take it in, and then the power of your heart alchemizes it, and you send it back into the world. The deeper the inhalation, the deeper the exhalation. We take in the prana, in the energy, alchemize it in our loving heart, and then send it back out into the universe. Slowly and gently, bring the palms of the hands together at chest level in Namaste. Bow your head to the presence of the divine in you, as you, through you. And gently rub the palms of your hands against each other. And press the palms of your hands into your closed eyes. Slowly lower the hands and open the eyes. Welcome to Satsang. So beautiful to be together, especially on this beautiful fourth night of Navaratri, as we celebrate the power of love, the power of a smile. Before we start with one of the questions that came in advance, we had the second part of a question from last night. Is the woman who asked the first part here? Yes, great, come. We promised that we would start tonight with part 2 of your question. For those of you not here last night, part 1 of her question had to do with surrender, with regard especially to her daughter. And as parents, where do we control? Where do we exert parental rule? And where do we allow our children to make choices and decisions that even though we know may be wrong? And about that balance. So we spoke about that last night, and then she had a second part of the question that I said we'd start with tonight. Yes?
Thank you very much. My second question is not so difficult as yesterday's question.
Share your name and where you're from.
Yeah, my name is Natalia. I'm originally from Russia, but I live more than 20 years in Spain, so I'm just traveling around. My second question is about how to balance, because at the end of the day we are living in the materialistic world. So I have one job, my normal job, because I have to sustain my family, my daughter, etc. But on the other side, I'm a yoga teacher and I'm a Jyotish astrologist and I do Vastu Shastra. So sometimes I have those two, let's say, persons inside me, and they're having a debate always, like how to choose, because one says just drop everything and go into spiritual way, because this is how I feel and that makes me really happy. But on the other side, I understand that at the end of the day, I'm living in the material world and I have my responsibilities. And at the end of the day, the money is also energy, because sometimes I even feel bad, like for example, to charge people for my services, because I feel it's like a part of my personal growth, and it's like how to balance it, and what would be the correct way how to deal with it.
Beautiful. This balance of spirituality and the material world. You know, for so many of us, it would be so nice if we could just go back to like a barter system. You know, I'll teach you yoga and you give me potatoes and zucchinis. I mean, it seems like it makes so much sense. But we're not in that world, and as you say, money is energy, and because of the world that we're in, that is the energy that you need to buy potatoes and zucchinis and to send your daughter to school and to pay rent or mortgage or whatever it may be. First of all, it's really important to understand that money is not spiritual. A lot of people think that in order to be spiritual, you have to somehow give up the money. The money itself is not the problem. The reason that there's such an emphasis in spirituality around not being stuck with the money is because the way that most of us think about money makes us stuck. The money itself is not the problem. Big house, not a problem. Lots of cars, not a problem. Fancy clothes, jewels, not a problem. But a mind that is focused on more, that's a problem. A mind that is focused on what am I going to get out of it, that's a problem. A mind that sees more value in a big house than a small house, that's a problem. If you have a big house, great, no problem, especially if you have a big family. If you don't have a big family, probably no need to have a big house. But you have a big family, you have a big house, no problem. If you can afford it, great. The problem arises in the, I have a small house, that person has a big house, it's not fair. I want to have what that person has. Now I'm coveting, now I'm jealous, now I'm resentful, now I feel a lack in what I have. That's the problem. House isn't the problem, how I feel about it is. And this is where there's actually a beautiful line in the prayers every morning that here are chanted at 5 in the morning. One of the songs that we sing, one of the lines says, Jahe vidhi rakhe ram, tahi vidhi rahiye. And it means, oh God, wherever you keep me, let me be happy there. Is it a hut? Is it a mansion? Wherever it is, let me be happy there. That whatever you give me, let that be where I find my happiness. That it's not I'm sitting in a hut wishing I had a mansion. Otherwise, you know, it's the age-old story of the guy walking barefoot, wishes he had a pair of shoes. He gets a pair of shoes, then now he wants a bicycle. He gets a bicycle, now he wants a motor scooter. He gets a motor scooter, now he wants a car. He has a car, he wants a nicer car. He has a nicer car, now he wants an extra car. This is the nature of the mind. It's never satisfied. If you allow the mind to constantly want more, then you're in trouble. But if you simply allow the energy of what is needed to flow into your life, knowing that you will be taken care of. You might be rich, you might not be rich. You might be tall, might be short. I mean, it's part of the package deal, part of the package karmic deal. Some of us can sing, some of us can't. Some of us are fair-skinned, some are dark-skinned, some are fatter by nature, some are thinner by nature, some end up rich, kind of no matter what they do. Some end up kind of not so rich no matter what they do. Package deal. Neither is better or worse. It's not that being tall is better than being short, or being short is better than tall, or fair or dark. They're just differences. Allow your mind to be in this state of equanimity, to be satisfied. There's a beautiful phrase in the Bhagavad Gita that says, Santushta Satatam Yogi. The yogi is the one who is satisfied. Doesn't say with what they have. The rest of the mantra goes on to talk about the other qualities. It doesn't say the yogi is one who's satisfied only with this or that. Whatever they have, the yogi is satisfied. Meaning I'm not yearning for more. You need to put a roof over your head, charge for your yoga classes. No problem with that. Anybody who would deny you a roof over your head, if they have the money to pay you, is someone who has their own problem with money. It's really up to everyone. This is really an individual choice. And I was talking the other night about people following a dharmic passion to sing or to dance or to make music or to do art, and having to have another job on the side because it's not always lucrative. In the situation where you feel like your dharma is teaching yoga, is doing jyotish, is doing vastu shastra, or is doing Ayurveda, or all of these kind of spiritual sciences, you could say, you have a choice. Unless you are independently wealthy, you've got two options. Option one is you charge for it. Option two is you do it for free and you have another job on the side. And either way is fine. There's no right or wrong. Both ways work. But you do need a roof over your head. And there's nothing in the scriptures that says, thou shalt offer everything for free and sleep in the street. Thou shalt offer everything for free and go hungry. There's nothing that says that. And on the other hand, there's lots and lots of teachings around righteous employment. So righteous employment, right action, right livelihood. It could either be a yoga teacher, be a jyotish, do vastu, charge people for it, and make your living, or offer it for free and do something else that makes a living. Entirely up to you. Both are totally fine, as long as if you choose to do something else to make a living, it's also something that falls under the umbrella of dharma. It's not like offer yoga for free and run a brothel on the side. You know, I mean, you'd have to make sure that what you were doing that brought in money was also dharmic. But as long as it is, either way, you choose. Neither is right or wrong. But what I've seen in general with people is, in general, if you can charge enough to make a decent living, doing things that feel like your dharma, at the end of the day, you're going to be happier. And there's no reason that people should feel not wanting to pay for what you offer. It is energy. And on the other hand, as a teacher of the Dharma, when you have people who can't pay, obviously you're going to let them take yoga anyway. I mean, that's just part of being a teacher of Dharma. You'll let them do something else. They can stay back afterwards and sweep up the studio. They can bring you lunch. You know, I mean, there are ways for those who don't have the ability to pay to offer something. They'll give you a back massage. I mean, whatever their skills may be, they'll do something. But earning a living is not anti-dharma. And it's something that people need to not feel badly about. Yeah, beautiful. Other questions? Microphone is here, don't be shy. Yes. Any question that anyone has? Yes.
Mataji Pranam. I bow by my full heart to Mataji. And my question is, how to see the world?
How
we
to
can
see the world?
Yeah, Mataji. Thank you.
How do I see the world?
How to see the world?
How to see the world. How to see the world. Well, there's a beautiful teaching in Hindi that says, Jaise drishti, vaise shrishti. Which means as you see, so is the world. So how to see the world? Well, see it with eyes that are going to create the world you want to live in. See love. See joy. See divinity. There's a great story of a young boy who's sitting with a Baba, a wandering monk, on a pathway in the village or outside the village. And a man walks by and he asks the Baba, he says, Baba, how is that village up ahead? And the Baba says, well, where are you coming from? Tell me about the village that you're coming from. And he says, oh, the village was awful. People were liars and cheats. And the Baba says, oh, I'm so sorry. That's exactly what the people are like in the village up ahead. And of course, the man is depressed, but he keeps going. What's he going to do? There's only one village up ahead, and he keeps walking. A little while later, another man walks by, and he also says to the Baba, Baba, how is the village up ahead? And the Baba says, where are you coming from? And he says, oh, I'm coming from such and such a village, and the people were just heavenly. They were so beautiful, so compassionate, so caring, so generous. I was so sad to leave them. The Baba says, don't worry. The people in the village up ahead are just as beautiful, just as wonderful. You're going to love them just as much. And the little boy says, how is that possible? Ye kaise ho sakta hai? Ek hi village hai aage. There's only one village up ahead. You told the first guy the people are awful, liars, cheaters. You told the second guy they're compassionate and loving and generous. And the Baba says, because each of them is going to see what they see. The first guy sees liars and cheats. The second guy sees beautiful people. As is our vision, so is the world. So when you ask, how do we see the world? Well, see it with the eyes of the world you want to live in. You want to live in a world of love? See the people around you as beings of love. See them with love. Even they make mistakes, even they're rude, it's okay. See them with love. See them with eyes of love. And they will show up. One of my favorite psychological studies, true story of the Baba's, one of those made-up teaching stories, but this is a true story of a very, very famous scientific study that was done in the field of psychology and in educational psychology. And what they did was they went into schools, and they've replicated this over and over again. They go into a school and they take a roster of all of the kids in a class, alphabetically. And randomly, they divide the kids up into group A or group B. Totally randomly. They know nothing about these kids' educational abilities. Then they tell the teachers. The teachers don't know they've divided it randomly. They told the teachers that they are, educational experts, etc. And they go in and they tell the teachers, these students in group A are really smart. These are your smart cookies. These are the ones who really have some very special intelligence. Group B, in Hindi we would say usme dum nahi hai. They don't have that spark. Nothing really in them. They're not very smart, not intelligent. Now remember, the kids have been divided randomly, but the teachers don't know that. Teachers have a list. Group A, smart. Group B, not smart. Fast forward 10 months to the end of the school year, and they give the class a standardized exam. Kids in Group A, over and over and over again, score significantly better than students in Group B. The kids in Group A became smart. The kids in Group B became stupid, based on one thing and one thing only: the teacher's expectations. That was the only variable. The kids have been divided up randomly. The only difference was the teacher treated certain kids like they were smart and treated certain kids like they were stupid. And in 10 months, the power of being seen as smart turned these kids into the smart ones in the class, and the power of being seen as not so smart made these kids stupider. Our vision not only is creating our reality in terms of how we experience the world, but it literally is projecting onto others and creating their realities as well. So see the world with love, with beauty, with divinity. Great question. Other questions? Yes.
Hello, namaste. My name is Jeanette. I'm from New Zealand, but I live in Australia. I'm curious to ask whether you have a favorite quote and what that is.
A favorite quote. God, I have so many favorite quotes. So many, so many, so many. Totally impossible to come up with only one. But in the service of exactly what we're talking about and what I was talking about in the Arati today of Ma Kushmanda, one of my favorite quotes, one of my many favorite quotes, is Gandhiji's quote that I shared in Arati about being the change we want to see in the world. Now, when he said it, and when it's usually quoted, we usually talk about it in terms of world peace. You want to bring peace in the world, be peaceful in yourself. And it's very powerful for that. Very important, very powerful. But it also works on an individual level, in families, in communities. How many of us in a fight with another person, family member, colleague, community person, we want them to change, if only they would. Listen to me. Be more humble. Be more compassionate. Be more quiet. Shut up every once in a while. Do what we're told to do. Not be so lazy. Whatever it is. And if instead of wishing that about the other, you actually took that on, how can I be more humble, be more compassionate, shut up every once in a while, do things their way? It actually eases and dissipates that conflict as well. And then it works on an even deeper level within our own selves. You know, Gandhiji spoke about the world, but we also have an inner world. And so many of us want change in our inner world. I want to be more peaceful, more kind, more spiritual, more compassionate, more intelligent, more patient. And the teaching really means just do it. You know, there's a teaching around act as if, fake it till you make it. You know, there's lots of ways of describing the same idea, which is if you're looking to cultivate a particular virtue, just do it. Even if it feels fake and stupid in the beginning, just do it. It'll feel wishy-washy, it'll feel contrived, but slowly, 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 it becomes your reality. A practice of gratitude is one of the best examples of this, because when you bring a gratitude practice into your life, it almost always feels super, super contrived and sugary sweet and kind of wishy-washy in the beginning. You know, the idea of kind of going through your life, oh, thank you for this. Oh, I'm so grateful for that. Oh, thank you for this. You know, you really have to kind of get over our inner mind that says, oh, come on, really? And you just start doing it. And slowly, 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 it becomes your way. Practices of loving kindness, the same thing. The idea of like sending love, sending metta to other people. For most of us, when we start doing it, it feels like, oh my God, this is so contrived. This is so, you know, fake and funny feeling. It's not the way that most of us move through the world. But the more you do it, not only the more natural and real and deep it feels, but it actually becomes your reality. You have become that change. You want to see love and kindness, become loving kindness. You want to see peace, become that peace. And just make commitments in your inner world, in your families, in your relationships. And then, of course, absolutely in the world. But it's all up to us. It makes us realize that, you know, one of my other favorite quotations, I don't actually know who said it, but I love it, which is the only thing missing in any situation is what you are not putting into that moment. And I love that because it's so easy to blame someone else. He was distant, she was obnoxious, he wouldn't let me finish a sentence, she was manipulative, and we just keep doing that. And what it reminds us is, what am I not putting into this moment? How am I not showing up in this moment? Yeah, so 2 quotes for the price of 1. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your evening. A beautiful morning and day to our family joining us from all over the world online. And I look so forward to seeing you all tomorrow in Satsang. And so much love to you all.